You there, Flatlander. Stay at your business.
Then why not stand up?
Come to play now the town's been taken, have you? Typical of you Flatlanders. Lucky for you, the goddess don't discriminate against cowards. Well, come quickly then. There's still townsfolk on the loose, and the chase has probably made them wild as cornered dogs. One might pop out of a bush and take an eye before you can shout your own name. Better you first check in with the higher-ups. You've got Jarl, the righteous leader of We of the Mountain, and blood-stained Gratilda, queen dog of the giant toads. Trust me, you'll know her when you see her. Now scram, and make your introductions before word gets to them there's an intruder here.
Comrade, did you hear that? It sounds like these Immaculates are at odds with the local orc savages. We may be able to turn this to our advantage. I'll keep a sharp eye out for anything we could use to nudge these factions closer to chaos. If we can get them to destroy each other, we'll kill two birds without even having to pick up a stone. Nothing would please me more than seeing Hunter's Edge cleared of the scum that destroyed it. I may not be able to undo the past, but together we can dole out justice for those who've suffered.
Look here! Look at you! How I admire one whose head is lodged so firmly upon their shoulders, like a spire that rests upon the breadth of its foundations, one and indivisible. Not I, alas. I fare not so. For I may replace my battered cranium as jauntily as a wizard may his hat. Just consider some of these examples here before me. How I admire this one's kingly brow, that one's exquisite jaw, yonder one's deep-set sockets that held a warrior's eyes. Why make a permanent choice? Why not cater to the occasion as called for? I would, but for the question, where does the soul reside? And so I ask, where are you, O ephemeral soul? If in a tooth you may be pulled, if in an arm you may be broken, where are you, O delicate monstrosity? As have we all. Townsfolk would sit on these benches and talk about their day. Children would sprinkle water at one another and snigger. Now their mouths neither talk nor snigger any longer. And all that is sprinkled about is blood. Days pass me by no longer, only the dreams of what was, but can never be again. Surely you jest when you question this question's importance. Say I opt for that there fair-featured sovereign of a skull. What happens if another soul lies therein sequestered? If I play the part of the aforementioned wizard, and swap its rugged lineaments for the feeble ones that are my own, who shall I become? Yes, who is I then? Were I sure that the soul houses within the chest, within one's little toe for all I care, I would fret not so. But the certainty I long for remains as impossible to find as one specific raindrop in the rain. You, oh, I beg of you, have you not the answer?
You needn't worry. Unlike our heads and our bodies, it is we and our souls that are one and indivisible.
I concur. Pick a new skull if you want one. It's not going to change who you are in the least.
But of course, why was I so blind? The soul is not of the body, it is of the spirit. A new skull I shall have, but same person I'll remain. Oh, the agony of choice. I think I'll opt for the one with the kingly brow.
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag, and when it tries to bark or speak, only silence reaches your ears. The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction of the forest.
With frantic, jerky motions, Woolgraf writes the following message. Sorcery silenced this poor dog's tongue. We must go north and find the bastard that did this. Perhaps he can undo it. Perhaps he knows a cure. For himself. For me. An intense passion burns in Woolgraf's eyes. To find the dread silencer. To make him reverse his incantations. It is but a dream. But what if there is truth in it?
Well, by the boot soles of Burl Boonhammer, what have we here?
Another human in Hunter's Edge.
Hail, Immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gutgouger, I'm glad to see another human face here in Hunter's Edge. Not yet another misshapen orcish snout.
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours, I wouldn't take my cues from the chief of the mountain apes. I may have sworn to refrain from carving my name across his back, but yours, I do believe, is free for the taking.
Regular ray of sunshine, ain't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Bright and devious. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood if she wasn't leashed by the orders of the conduit herself. But by the shield of the Stormbringer, she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe, I take it. Thought you were all holed up in Hyberheim. But it pleases me to see some of your number have come to Hunter's Edge. Yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the orcs is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder, for by the beard of the Bear Slayer there are too many green ears around here.
Well. What do we have here? Human reinforcements. No need for a supple young kitten like yourself here. My rats will find the villagers in no time at all. Do you pretend not to know me, child? Surely you stare into my left eye each time you admire the full moon. But play coy if you will. The All-Mother called me here to find a certain tiny herd of sheep missing from her flock. The wolfish shepherd woman, she. I am world-renowned for my ability to search and to find. Were I, you might ask, feigning ignorance so that you might hear more of my lilting voice? Rats, kitten. Rats are always the answer. There's no hole they won't find, no stench that can deter them. No, there is no hiding from a rat, and so there is no hiding from me. I raise them, train them, lead them. I am their king, and my subjects will find those hidden villages in no time at all. Lost lambs, yes, fleeing the slaughter. Naughty, naughty. I'll give them quite the spanking when my rats whisper to me where to find them. Yes, perhaps I'll get my fill of my own private punishments first and foremost. The All-Mother believes those villagers, being the one-time servants of the wizard, will know how to find him. Or at least how to break the enchantments shielding his house. Wicked enchantments, are they? Our mother, yes. And we do suckle from the teat of her goodwill. No wonder so many of us starve. An iron fist in an iron glove is our Gratilda. She doesn't tolerate failure any more than I tolerate a spring nymph stealing glimpses of me during bath time. No, Shira, I say, you'll get your fill at the God's Day Festival. What? Do I look like his secretary? And even if I were, with my hair in a tight little bun and my quill at the ready, the All-Mother doesn't share her every concern with me, you know. No, whispers to her pillow at eventide, when only the feathers can hear her. Perfectly disciplined, aren't they? They'd obey my every command, and when I die, they'll all leap into my grave so that they needn't be without me. Don't try to stop them, no. They won't have it any other way.
Well. Thought you could get away with it, did ya? Don't look so confused, Pinky. The armory key. Hand it over. Painting my toenails pale lilac, of course. What does it look like, you ape? I'm hunting for a missing key. I'm the All-Mother's right hand. If there's something she needs done by someone she knows can do it, I'm the one she calls. This little key ordeal, don't change that. It's small, metal, fits in a keyhole. Help us look or shove off, will ya? I've got to find the key before the old mother finds out it's missing, or she'll carve a spear at me right tusk.
One side. I ain't got time for chatting till I find the damn thing. What does that matter? Quit buzzing in my ear before I squash you like we did the rest of the pests in this blasted place. You'd be too if you'd misplaced something of Gratilda's. I once saw her skin her own foot soldier alive for mispronouncing All-Mother, and he'd only done it after she'd knocked his teeth out for sneezing in her presence. What's worse is, the coward's blaming his troubles on me, only 'cause I happened to be passing by when he noticed his armory key was missing. I'd tell him to piss off and be on my way, but he threatened to tell Gratilda it's me who stole it. Somehow, I doubt I'll get to tell my side of things before my head was shorn clear off. Not a damn thing in all the 12 hills of hell. This idiot orc has no idea where he's lost the damn thing. So he's taken to blaming me, a passerby. It's just like an orc to save his own skin by flaying someone else.
You must be itching to lose your fingers if you dare disturb my camp, human.
What are you playing at, Toadskin? Watch how you address us, you betters. You did hear how Homeless Gorag got his name after all.
Yeah, piss off then. Go and gab amongst yourselves like a pair of chickens, why don't ya? I could ask the same of you, small bones. I don't go stomping up to you in a ballet class demanding to know which pirouette you're doing next, do I? What? That's disgusting. A tiny pink-fleshed human and an orc like myself? Why, I've got eyes for the great Gratilda alone.
Uli, we can't hide forever.
Hide what? You think this stranger knows anything about the two of us, old freak? I tell you now, that twerp don't know a thing.
Enough, Uli. Enough. Surely this stranger has no reason to put us in harm's way. We're all sworn immaculates here, are we not? There are certain secrets that perhaps we, beneath the goddess's eye, may share in good faith.
Well, first thing you have to understand, we orcs aren't made to love it all. Nah, we're born devoted to our queen, and to her we turn all our attentions. To seek fulfillment outside the queen's graces, well, it's a treason committed only once in a red moon among we orcs. And the penalty's a terrible death. When we first took the village, I couldn't tell Orfrig apart from the rest of the pink little ants scurrying about. A human was a human, as far as I was concerned.
As for me, Ulor stood out right away. The curve of his horns, his regal bearing. He was fascinating. I'd never seen an orc as anything but an enemy, but suddenly I couldn't keep my eyes off this great green brute. I suppose my staring was rather conspicuous.
You suppose? Oh, I thought you were aiming to slit my throat the way you were watching me.
I couldn't help myself. It was almost supernatural. But when Ulor marched over to me, club in hand, to address my strange behaviour, something happened.
Love at first sight, if you can believe it. I came over aiming for a fight, But all I found in Ulfric's eyes was, well, whatever it was, it hasn't left me since.
Please, if you've any mind for sparing two fellows a terrible fate, you'll swear to keep our secret to yourself. We've committed no sin greater than experiencing a love as sweet and pure as any. But if we were discovered, it would mean certain death for us both.
We swear it indeed. Will not see anyone harmed for daring to love.
And so let us speak the oath. Your secret is safe with us.
Ah, friend. Your words are a great relief to my beloved and I. I can't explain how or why we found these feelings, but there's one thing I know for certain. We are no traitors, and our service to the cause remains true. Your discretion is worth its weight in gold. Goddess bless you.
May your sword never sully, and your shield never shatter. The Bloodstones are the reason we came here in the first place. The conduit has need of star stones imbued with human blood, so she can create her Death Knights. Both the Brotherhood and the Orcs were given their share of stones, and we filled them to the brim with blood, then stored them for the conduit to collect when she returns from Phantom Forest. Last night, though, someone raided this very building and disappeared with our stones. They were being guarded by Garrick Giantbane, a son of the mountain had in trust with my life. Grutilda says he ran off with the Bloodstones, that he is a betrayer to the cause of Immaculates. But I know this to be untrue. The Orcs stole the stones. Of that I'm certain. Grutilda is hatching some plan, and we'll all be in dire straits indeed if it comes to fruition. Those stones make her powerful. Too powerful. We need them back. But every Orc eyes us, Peak Dwellers, with suspicion. That is why I ask of you to find proof. Proof that it was an Orc that did the deed. Once I have it, I have a reason to assault the Orcs without risking the wrath of the Conduit. She'll not stand for theft among Immaculates. So find me that proof, and we'll slaughter the Orcs together.
If I find the Orc Tubbalard that did
The
this,
Orcs? No, I respect their warlike nature, for it's like ours. I respect their lust for slaughter, for we share it with them. I respect their loyalty to their leader, for I am likewise respected by my brothers. But when push comes to shove, I'd flay them all, wear their skins, and never rest until the very last one of them lay at my feet with my broadaxe nestling in its belly. Why, you may ask? Why hate them when you and them are so alike? I hate them because we are alike. I hate them because I know ours is a hate they reciprocate with blazing fury. Like two dragons are we that must share a single lair. Can't be done. Sooner or later, talons will rise and fire burst forth until one is victorious and the other's flesh is used to celebrate the victory. So it is with the Sworn of Tanneroth, and so it is with the Orcs of the Wild. One day the battle must be. One day we will feast or be feasted upon. Grutilda is worshipped like a goddess by her troops, and she rules like a deity too. All-knowing, all-powerful and merciless. She's smart and ruthless, truly an opponent to be feared. Exactly the kind of opponent I like. The Conduit was wise to go to the Orcs with promises of allegiance, for they are a force that few in Rivellon can withstand. But she also knows that the pact cannot last. She's well aware the Orcs will eventually go their own way, be they sworn Immaculates or not. She needn't fear them, of course. The Conduit is constructing an army of warriors even the Orcs behold with dread. But it is we brothers of the mountains that may have to bear the brunt of their onslaught when things go sour. Grutilda knows the pact was never meant to last. She understands she's being used as a battering ram, as a tool to breach the gates and clear the path to triumph, only to be discarded by its operators when the true prize is in sight. She knows, and she's plotting her revenge. I can see it in those feral eyes of hers. She's surrounded by her elite. She whispers poisonous orders in the ears of her vile rat herder. No, it's no coincidence all her bloodstones have gone missing. By the hammer of Fjord Alkmount, I just know she's planning a nightmare. For her dreams are our tethers to suffer. And with the spine breaker at her side, it's a terrible nightmare she's concocting. Aye, an orc so vile it has taken rats for pets. They swarm about him like fleas do the rest of his kind, but even they eye him with disgust. Nevertheless, it's my belief that unlike the other males among the orcs, he's no fool. He's a spy, a discoverer of secrets. Right now he's looking for the lost wizard servants, and gods protect them if he finds them. We would merely kill him. That rat lover, on the other hand. Where we go, death is the horror that looms behind us. Where he goes, death is a mercy always out of reach. Gratilda's hulking, horrible dog. Built like a brick house and with a mind as black as pitch. There's no indignity he wouldn't inflict on any man, woman, or child his mistress marked. Gratilda stores him above the tavern and sends him playthings one at a time. A sentence worse than death. I don't know much about him, to be frank, and I don't care to. The conduit says he's in possession of an artifact she needs, which is why we've been trying to gain entry to his house. But by the boots of Arlag Trolltramper, the key hasn't been forged yet that will unfasten the magical seals that encase that bedeviled sorcerer's abode. The deal is this. When we attacked Hunter's Edge, we and the orcs had the village completely surrounded to ensure no one could escape. The plan was a good one, for only some blacksmith and his wife managed to flee after their little demon of a pet bit an orc's arm off. The wizard and his servants eluded us, but we know that the servants at least are still hiding somewhere around town. We need to find those damn people so they can tell us how to gain entry to the wizard's house. My men have been searching the village non-stop, and the orcs have put their rat herder on the job. But we also have some surviving villagers holed up down in the cellar. An orc torturer, courtesy of Grutilda, has been trying to find out where the servants are hiding, but has no finesse whatsoever, and almost instantly kills his victims. We've offered to do it for him, but Gratilda remains adamant he's the best of the best. Maybe you'd have better luck, though, if you're up for a spot of torture. I am Jarl Woodokson, father among brothers, son among the mountains. Me and mine hail from the snow-capped heights of Tanarath, the very thrones of the world. Our lives are devoted to the hunt. Every town and every city we find, we plunder and burn and put to the sword. Sacrifices are they all to the might of the mountains, tokens of reverence to the power of the peaks. Gods we have plenty, of war, of death and of victory. But now, a goddess we have too. Aye, we have seen the workings of Bloodstone, and loyal are we to she who unites in blood. By the teeth of Kjell Wolfjaw, as immaculate shall we rule the world. The conduit asked us to do what we do best. Invade and destroy. She set us on our way with a store of starstones, ready to be charged and, once made into bloodstones, sent to you folks in the mines of Luculla. We didn't know Grutilda's dogs had beat us there by a half day, but no matter. There were still plenty of strays to be caught and bled by the time we arrived. Now all that's left is finding a way into the wizard's house. The conduit's looking for something inside. Now we're here waiting for further orders from the conduit herself. She's gone into the Phantom Forest nearby, but we expect to hear from her shortly. I only hope we'll have the matter of the missing bloodstones sorted by then. I'll not have a soul saying we of the mountain failed to follow through.
Great grim gods, comrade. The spine breaker. Norak, he's called. He's the bleeding brute. The green-faced gargoyle who... I must face him. face him and destroy him before he can claim another victim.
You'll find yourself a sheep if you're so bloody hot and bothered.
Why, comrade, well, I can't tell you how much with you by my side, I'll face the monster head on and make him pay for what he's done. It will be an honor. In the name of the Order.
You there, tell me, how's your vision? Any ailments in the liver or spleen? Lost ones are everywhere these days, after all. I am a servant to the goddess, of course. One of the first among her enlightened in Revellon, and certainly the most devoted. I've scoured the region for unworthy souls, and am quite efficiently cleansing the land of lost ones great and small. How much better the lost serve her as bone automatons. My expertise as a necromancer is unmatched, you know. I've a success rate is nearing 99%. They end up with their brains a bit, well, scrambled. You can find such a fellow opining over skulls somewhere around here. One of my more harmless false steps, I think.
Ain't they a lovely sight up there, all in a row? Strung 'em up myself, I did. Each of the little darlings. A sweeter sight I couldn't ask for. I never did much care for the term myself. I'm more of a caretaker, you see. The world's a wild place, unpredictable at best. But here, upon these gallows, there's peace, calm. I keep the order, and my little ones stay in line. Condemned in this life, perhaps, but when they come to rest in my nooses, their sins are washed away. These aren't thieves and murderers and traitors, you see. After I've lain them to rest here, they're pure as angels. My little angels. Most of them, yes, but that's far from my only order of business. Our great Queen Grachilda is no stranger at getting her claws bloody, and she'll not hesitate to pluck out a pair of eyes what looked at her sideways. I handle all the dreaming dears when she's done with them all the same. Whether they're my little ones or hers makes no difference. I'm happy to bring 'em here to rest among me and mine. It should be an honour. Where ought we to start? Paulie came first, the little rogue. A human he was, and Grachilda ordered him hanged while Jarl was out on the hunt. He was the first I got to tuck in myself since coming to this town. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. The fussy little dear didn't want to go to sleep. No, kicked and screamed, he did. But he started to calm down a bit after I strung him up, as I knew he would. And soon he was fast asleep. Oh, my little Tierlo. He was a sweet one right from the start. A thief, I think he was in his last life. But he accepted what was to come easy as pie. The guards handed him to me, limp as a doll and shivering with fright. I strung him up nice and slow, so as not to worry the poor dear. Gunnar, you mean? He was one of Grachilda's. After some impertinent question or other, I believe it was. Impertinent questions. A plague among we orcs, they are. Ending more deaths than horn rot these days. Well, Grachilda dispatched him, but it was I who collected the great heavy deer and strung him up here. Grachilda said he'd be a warning to the others, but I think he's a great addition to the family, to boot. He does look a lovely sort of pale green colour, don't he? Like a dusty ancient jade. Beautiful.
Oh, a new immaculate face in town. What a pleasure to serve you. I've a deal running now. Double the whiskey for any and all who refrain from beating me from the neck up and the crotch down. Oh, I'm nobody at all. Just the old tavern keeper in this here village. Things have been busy since the orcs came, but I've never been one to complain too much. Well, especially with my wife and kids gone, I prefer to keep my eye on the prize. Oh, whiskey, of course. No excruciatingly terrible memory a nice glass of the good stuff can't wash away. Oh, swell, guys. Swollen as swell can be. I haven't a complaint in the world. Not in the wide world. Keep me busy, they do. Day and night. Night and day and night again. Well, you might imagine me a wee bit utterly exhausted, but I wouldn't have it any other way. After all, the soul-crushing night terrors can't find you if you never sleep. That's my motto. Well, the scenery's certainly changed in recent weeks, I'll tell you that much. Used to be a quiet sort of place. Family folks, you know. Never had much trouble, and all the less because our little town played host to a source hunter and a powerful wizard both. Can't say why we were overcome so quickly. Can't say why so many of us were cut down over those shiny stones. An immaculate like you know better than me, I suppose. Yes, I suppose an immaculate just like you might have been the one who held my son's head back while Gratilda sliced his throat open, eh? Oh, but who's got time to think on the past? That way lies danger, I say. I only know that these orcs are a thirsty lot. It's my job to keep my head down and the whiskey flowing. Now there's a man apart from the rest, even among their kind. He's a strange sort. Nurses the same flagon of whiskey for an hour and sits in the corner by himself. Oh, but the lack of company don't keep him from making conversation. Always muttering beneath his sour breath he is, but arguing some point of his left hands against the better sense of the right. I tell you, someone like that's twice as terrifying as one of these big ornery brutes. At least you can see their clubs coming down in time to jump out the way. That I am, but I'll tell you, I never served a lot quite like these Goliaths. They drink like elephants and pay like... well, they don't pay at all. Then again, I can't say I mind this little arrangement too terribly. The happier they are, the longer I evade the rack and the screw. Each glass brings us closer to the last of the whiskey, though. My bowels shrink when I think what'll happen when we get to the bottom of the last barrel. We've already exhausted the tavern supply, but I've been pilfering from my old buddy Glenn's stores. I doubt he'll mind, seeing as he was one of the first orcs sunk their claws into. Now that was a man dedicated to fine liquor. Knew all there was to know about distilling whiskey, he did. Oh, what I'd give for a barrel of Glenn's good stuff now. These orcs wouldn't know what hit 'em. What about it? I can't say I know a thing about the armoury, but save bringing the occasional flagon to the guards there. But I've delivered a drink from barracks to bridge in the course of my work. I want to trust you. I do. I do my best, but these last weeks as the orc's personal dog's body have taken a greater toll than it's safe to reveal. I can't say exactly why I took the key. I saw it there on the ground, and I suppose I pictured all the terrible cleavers and axes that might be stored in that armoury, and I placed it in my pocket and carried on my way. It's in a locked chest in the cellar below this very tavern. The key is yours. Oh, but I beg you not to reveal my treachery. I've grown rather attached to my eyelids after all.
Goodness. Is supper already upon us? I'd hope for something with considerably less gristle, but I suppose you'll do. Leader. A word that hardly suffices. I lead them as far as the head leads the body. They serve me and live in service to me. I am their all-mother, the beginning and end of their very lives. I am loved by them. I am craved by them. I choose from among them he who pleases me, and I destroy the rest. The orcs of this tribe are executors of my will, no more. Naturally, there are few finer pleasures than standing before the fruits of one's labor. A stack of gold, and goods to one side, and sopping sinews and bone to the other. Ah, divine. I've developed a particular affinity for tenebrium of late. The sheen of it rather pleases the eye. My boys know not to keep a shard of the stuff from me. Consider this your warning too. Miserable, you say? I quite like it. Save the altogether hideous pink apes infesting the place. But exterminating them was a rather titillating diversion, I must admit. The townsfolk here were no different from those in the north. The larger ones beg me to spare the smaller ones. The smaller ones bleat like lambs for the larger ones. Yet they each squeal just the same when you split their piggy skin from nose to navel. Yes, I dare say the wizard won't be so pleased with himself for evading us when he returns. His servant's entrails will be wreathed among his grapevines, and the rest of the villagers are already hacking away in the Tenebrium mines. Undead drones bent in service to the conduit. Our conduit didn't describe every detail of her plan to her mold-eyed pets in the mines. Well, no matter. It hardly concerns you, unless you can break the enchantments protecting his house. But that's a matter of magic, not the erotic virtues of your mother's rot-rancid corpse. I doubt anyone from Silverglen will be of use. So it seems, but even the cleverest magician cannot conceal his tricks forever. The wizard may have fled, but he left a passel of servants behind. Servants I very much doubt will be immune to the charms of my screws and cleavers. The deer has certainly earned his moniker. Norok is my best boy, the pinnacle of orcish devotion. His child's mind and brick-hard arms make him the perfect soldier. Whatever I say, Norok will do, and with a gleeful smile upon his simple face all the while. It would do you well not to cross me, whelp. For if I tire of dealing with you, I'll simply have you sent upstairs to the Spinebreaker. He knows just what to do with the toys Mummy Dearest sends him. But how very obvious! Who better than a cow to bring a frightened calf back into the herd? Surely you and that bootlicker's sensibility of yours ought to have an insight or two into where a servant might seek sanctuary. Our rat catcher, regrettably, seems to be in need of some direction in the matter.
My, but you've given those demons the old 1-2 right in their void rift, and not a moment too soon. Our shelter plane is saved, dear hunter, quite saved, and we have only you to thank. Excellent practice for your wrenching of all existence from the void's grasp, don't you think? Yes, Source Hunter, I'm feeling quite optimistic myself.
And so we ended the existence of a void demon. A creature so powerful it can tear the fabric of time and uproot the depths of space. To overcome such a foe, one needs more than skill and cunning. I do not know what you are exactly, Hunter, but it is more than human. You are beyond. You are divinity, somehow. The time will come when all will be revealed, of that I am certain. When it does, I hope you will accept what fate has in store for you, and the powers that are bound to come with it. It is a great pity you are not keen on the change that will come, for you have no choice in the matter. That which lurks within you must manifest. One may put the soul of a tiger in the body of a turkey, and still it will try to hunt. So it is with you. Something greater than all of us lies hidden within the mortal frame of man that surrounds your being. You are but a shell. And I, for one, grow impatient anticipating that which must hatch.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Heavy is the hand that wields time. If you're very certain this sort of meddling is strictly necessary, I suppose I could oblige. No, it won't be difficult. I'll simply pop your little mixture into a deep, dark basement and revisit it, shall we say, 30 years in the future? What did I tell you? Now, be careful with this libation, will you? I had just the tiniest sip myself, and I must say, it's quite potent.
What can I do you for? Let's have a look. Well, I'll be Gratilda's great Aunt Gretchen. Single malt, aged 30 years. It seems my old pal Glenn hid away his finest spirits for a rainy day. A shame to waste something so fine on them. But something this delectable ought to put them in a more gentle spirit.
Hey, new toys! New toys! But where's Mum? What's she want me to do with you?
Something's wrong. This is the monster who killed all those villagers? This child?
Mum! Oh, the best mum in the whole wide world. Usually, orcs like me, well, scramble-headed, me brothers call me, are killed right away. But Mum says she took one look at me and knew I'd be the best warrior in the world. She brings me lots of toys and friends, and she showed me all the best games to play. At first, I didn't like how the toys would holler and cry when I'd make ribbons on them or play eyeball pop. But Mum taught me that that's how they show they're happy. First, they scream for joy, and then they take a long, long nap.
Gratilda.
Yeah, that's my mum's name. Did you meet her? Did she want us to play together?
You want me to, but this can't be right. The orc I remember, he was evil, a sadistic monster. This is... Oh, my head is spinning faster than a broken bumblebee. Let me get a good look at him.
Hello. I remember you. We used to be friends, didn't we? Yeah, we were great friends. We played all the livelong night, and I made pretty red ribbons up and down and up your face. Where'd your ribbons go? Do you want I should give you some more?
This isn't right. I'm gonna be sick.
It's all right, Medora. We're here together. No harm will come to you.
Sorry, pretty toy. Oh, please don't shout. Oh, Mum will be awfully cross if I make a ruckus.
Comrades, my mind's racing and my heart's going like a snare drum. To be here, face to face with my greatest enemy and to find that he's not at all like the villain I'd worked up in my mind. It's unimaginable. I've hated him with every drop of blood in these veins. Hated him till my entire being screamed for revenge. But now I find he's as simple as a child. Maybe he even thought all the cruelty, the death he inflicted was a game. And all around us, more victims. And years stretching behind us, and years stretching ahead of us. More dead bodies tortured and wrung by his hands. But you, comrade, time and again you show me the valor inherent of forgiveness. You face the impossibly cruel or weak, and you offer them a second chance. Still, I cannot forgive this monster. He may well be confused, and he may have been mistaught, but that won't stop him from killing again. Ho, comrade! In the name of the Order of the Sauce Hunters, I ask you to lay down forgiveness and to join me now. To arms!
Are you mad at me? Oh, I'm sorry. Whatever it was, I'll not do it again. I promise.